So, good morning, all. In the last class, we have discussed about the element node incidence matrix and bus incidence matrix. See, these two matrices are very important for obtaining the Y-bus using singular transformation. That's what I'm going to explain you tomorrow, right? So today we will complete the primitive network matrix, and if possible, if time permits, obviously we shall start the Y-bus formulation by singular transformation. Okay. So for that purpose, you require the information regarding the bus incidence matrix and the element node incidence matrix. And we have discussed about the graph theory definitions also. Okay. So what is an element? What is a rank? What is node? What is bus? Okay, etc. We have seen. We have discussed. So every time I am repeating that, please don't absent for the classes because most of the times, obviously, the present topic is depends on the past, the topics what we have discussed in the classrooms, right? Now we are going to discuss about the primitive network of the power system. We are going to discuss the primitive network in detail in this particular class. Okay, even though I have shown you the primitive network in the last class, but that is not the case. Now we are going to see in detail what is a primitive network and how we can form the equations by using the primitive networks, right? So again, we are using whiteboard here. I think it is visible now, right? So I am muting all the participants for avoiding the disturbances that are created unnecessarily, right? Now, primitive network of the power system. So that's why I told you several times before starting of the class, try to attend at least 5 minutes before the commencement of class. Primitive network, right? So before going to see that, what is a primitive network? So the network in which unconnected set of elements are there. What is an element? Element is just nothing but a line segment that is connected or that is used to connect two buses or two nodes. Okay, in the previous class I have explained by considering two nodes, so like A and B. So now this is an element. This is an element which connects these two nodes. So the set of elements are the set of unconnected elements. The set of unconnected elements in a particular network is called primitive network. So if that is the case, how can we form the equations of that particular network? That is also very important. Okay, not only the definition, but also you should know how to form the set of unconnected. I mean, if the network contains set of unconnected elements, how can we form the equations, right? Now for that purpose, I'm going to consider here. So primitive network so far. And one more thing is, in order to obtain the definitions, I mean, in order to obtain the equations of a primitive network which contains a set of unconnected elements, we are using either impedance or admittance. Okay, so that's why primitive network is basically classified into impedance network and admittance network, right? Now see here. So here I am considering a network. So first I am considering impedance. I am considering impedance parameter. Okay, so this is an impedance network. So for that purpose, So likewise, so this is node A and this is node B. So A and B. Now this is ZAB. That means here AB is nothing but a network element. AB is nothing but a network element, and where ZAB is the impedance of that network element AB. So here the network element is nothing but a line segment which connects two nodes A and B. Now in between A and B you are having a voltage, I mean a source, that may be the current source or voltage source. Let us consider this as a voltage source or current source, whatever it may be, but here I am representing it as EAB is nothing but the source voltage, is nothing but a source voltage. Now let us consider IAB is nothing but the current which is flowing through that network element. Okay, now this is your reference line. So reference line. Now this is VA. So this is minus and plus. Now this is VB. Suppose if the network consists of this type of systems, I mean this type of the system contains this type of networks, obviously how can we obtain the equations is very important. Now in this particular case, so here I am considering voltage source in series with a network element impedance ZAB that is connected in between A and B. Okay, now from this network I am going to form the equation. So let us consider VAB is equal to VA minus VB. VA minus VB. Now here minus VA. So from the network I am going to write down here as minus VA minus EAB plus IAB into ZAB. So this is completely obtained from the network itself. Nothing new in it, right? So IAB into ZAB plus VB is equal to 0. So simply I am applying KVL here. So according to that KVL, I am going to write down the equations like this. Now from this, I can write IAB into ZAB is equal to VAB plus EAB. See how I am writing all these terms. Now VA is nothing but the node voltage of A. Node voltage of B is VB. EAB is nothing but the source voltage which is connected in the network element EAB. And now ZAB is the impedance of the network element EAB, and IAB is the current which is flowing in the network element. So here AB is nothing but represents the network element. AB stands for the network element. So network element. So this is very important. So directly we are going to write down like this. If your system contains a primitive network, that means unconnected elements like this, we are going to form the equations for that primitive network if that is the case of impedance. This is valid only for impedance. Now admittance is also there. Admittance, so this is an impedance network. So this is an impedance network. So from this we can directly apply like this. Now I am going to explain the admittance network also. Primitive network is classified into impedance network and admittance network, as I already discussed these points in the last class. So this is very important. Please do remember that. Okay. So this is about the impedance. Now I am going to explain the admittance, right? Simply I am going to replace that impedance by admittance. How I am going to see, let us see how you are going to represent that admittance matrix, primitive network. Right. Everything is same. Everything is same, but except that impedance. Impedance is now replaced with the admittance. So this can be considered as YAB. Okay. Now here, so this is a source. So this is IAB. I'm sorry. So the current is entering like this. So from this path, this is AB, JAB, and this is IAB. So now the total current entered in this particular admittance path is given by IAB plus JAB. Okay, already we know that. So this can be, this is very important. You will have two parallel paths. So the first current is coming is JAB, that is from the source, and another current is coming to that particular node is IAB. So according to KCL, we are going to apply the incoming currents are equal to the outgoing current. So outgoing current through the admittance YAB is equal to IAB plus JAB. Okay. So YAB is nothing but a self admittance. YAB is nothing but self admittance and VSO, etc. Already we have seen all these things, right? So from this network, particular network, now let us see how can we write down the equations here. So as we already know that VAB is equal to, so in this particular case also, again this is common, VAB is equal to VA minus VB. VA minus VB. Now from this, so IAB is equal to, now what is JAB? JAB is nothing but a source current in parallel with the network element AB. So network, as we know that network element A and this is B, this is a source current. Source current. Earlier we have seen the source voltage. Why? Because that is an impedance. Now in this particular case, we are considering it as a source current. So that's why we are connecting that current source in parallel with an admittance, right? Now IAB plus JAB is equal to YAB into VAB. Sum of the incoming currents are is equal to sum of the outgoing currents. Sir, how can we obtain YVAB into VAB? Already we know that Z is equal to V by I, right? Z is equal to V by I. So if we want to find out the admittance from this, Y is equal to I by V. I by V. Just you cross multiply this to obtain the current. So if this is the case, now the current expression is given by I is equal to Y into V. So according to that, I have written IAB and JAB are the two incoming currents, and the outgoing current is can be written as YAB into VAB. So this is about the primitive admittance matrix. So earlier one is primitive impedance matrix, and now this is the primitive admittance matrix. So that is the case here. Okay. Now in general, so now we shall write down the generalized expression. Just wait a moment. So the primitive network in general can be written as, the performance equations of the primitive network is in the form of, these are the performance equations. So E plus V is equal to Z into I. So Z is nothing but an admittance impedance into I. Sir, how can you obtain this? Already we have seen from the primitive impedance matrix, that is EAB plus VAB is equal to IAB into ZAB. IAB into ZAB. So from this I can directly write down this one. So this is the performance equation. Now the next one is I plus J. I plus J is equal to YV. Right. So either you can use this equation, or you can also use this equation. So those two are the equations that can be obtained from the primitive network, admittance network, as well as the impedance network, right? Okay. Please make a note. See why, I don't know why you are lefting the session and why again you are joining the session. Sometimes this causes technical problems. You need to understand. Okay. So next, formation of fibers using singular transformations. The next topic is formation of a fibers using singular transformation. Formation of a fibers using singular transformation. Okay. So next, the topic is this one. So with this, we are going to conclude chapter number one. Chapter number one. So how can we form the fibers using singular transformation? That is a very important point you need to remember here. So for that purpose, we are using the equations that we deduced just now from the primitive network matrix. So according to that, I am considering now. You see here. So sometimes directly you are getting a single problem from this topic, but now I am going to explain how the formula can be obtained by using primitive network calculations, right? So from the primitive admittance, fibers can be obtained. So uh, everything is clear. Fibers can be obtained by determining the relationship between the variables and the parameters of the primitive networks. So from the primitive network, we can deduce that. So this is the direction vector. So I plus j bar is equal to y into v. See, are you following? So these are not new things to you. From the graph theory definitions, you have to analyze and you have to understand the concepts. So in order to identify or in order to understand these concepts, first of all, you have to learn about the graph theory definitions. So most of you are absent for attending that particular class. Okay. So already I shared the YouTube links. You please go through the videos that what I have circulated and what I have given. And if you find any difficulty of understanding in that particular topic, definitely you please make a phone call, or just you come to the college. Okay. No problem. Definitely I will clarify those doubts. Please don't absent for the classes, right? So in the definitions, we have learned about the network elements and the node, rank of the bus and rank of the matrix, okay, etc. So many definitions are there. So without knowing those definitions, it is not possible to understand these particular concepts. That means element node incidence matrix, bus incidence matrix, okay, and the formation of Y bus using singular transformations, etc. Sir, how can you write this equation directly? I bar is equal to I bar plus J bar is equal to Y into V. So no doubt at all. Just now we have deduced some network equations using primitive admittance matrix. So according to that primitive admittance matrix, I have written directly it as I bar plus J bar is equal to Y into V. So this I am considering from that point, right? Now you just multiply this expression with A transpose. Okay, multiply. Now what is A here? What is A here? A is nothing but element node incidence matrix. You people know about this element node incidence matrix. How can we obtain element node incidence matrix? That is completely depends on the number of elements and number of nodes in a particular graph. Okay, so if you consider that one, obviously A can be obtained. So by using that A, we are going to determine the A transpose. Now if you multiply this equation with A transpose, what do you will get? What you will get? So you will get A transpose multiplied by I bar plus A transpose multiplied by J bar is equal to Y into V. Okay, now this is the case. This can be obtained, just you multiply that equation that you have to consider from primitive admittance network. Just we are multiplying A transpose with all these equations. Now in this particular case, capital A represents the element node incidence matrix. Capital A denotes that element node incidence matrix. Okay. Now this will gives you the information regarding the number of line segments or the number of interconnections between the various nodes. Okay, but that is not in the case of primitive network. So primitive network contains the set of unconnected elements. But as far as capital A, that means element node incidence matrix. See, already we have obtained the element node incidence matrix for a particular graph. Example we have already taken. Okay, so using that graph, we can identify the number of interconnections that are possible in that particular graph. So this gives the information regarding the number of interconnections, number of interconnections. So in this particular case, you will have one node point, that is A transpose into I. This will gives you the number of incoming currents, the number of incoming currents to a particular node. The number of what do you call this? Is a vector which where in each element the algebraic sum of currents that are terminated at a particular bus. That means if we are considering an ith bus, if we are considering an ith bus or nth bus or jth bus, whatever it may be, A transpose into I will gives you the information that the number of currents that are terminated at a particular ith bus. Okay, number of currents that are terminated at a terminated means obviously that are goes out. So according to KCL, the number of incoming currents are is equal to the number of outgoing currents. By using that one, obviously you can have that the number of incoming currents are equal to number of outgoing currents are equal to 0. So A transpose into I is equal to 0. Why? Because this will gives you the information regarding the number of outgoing currents. There is no incoming currents. So obviously, whenever you are equating the number of outgoing currents are equal to number of incoming currents, that means obviously there is no incoming current, so you can directly equate that to zero. So obviously this term gets eliminated. This term gets eliminated. That is a point you need to see. Here it is an important note point. Okay, we are not going in detail how this can be obtained, just we are going to study that A transpose into I gives the information that the number of currents that are terminated at a particular point or particular node. So in that particular matrix, obviously A transpose, so the number of outgoing currents are equal to number of incoming currents, means incoming current is zero, outgoing current is sum of the outgoing currents are equal to zero. So A transpose into I gives that information. So that directly you can consider it as zero. So the only thing is you will have this one. So A transpose into J, A transpose into J is equal to Y into V. Just wait a moment. Okay, understand? So A transpose into J bar is equal to capital Y into V. Got the point? So for your, see, the problem has been completed now. For your purpose, again, I'm going to repeat the same formation of a Y bus using singular transformation. Just to try to understand what I'm going to explain. Okay. So you need to focus more. Why? Because this is an online classwork. Obviously, your focus is very, very important. First of all, we need to consider the first one as I plus j is equal to y into. So how can we obtain this one? Just by considering, the primitive admittance network. So according to the primitive admittance network, we can obtain I plus j is equal to y into. Later, we are going to multiply that with A transpose. Now, what is capital A? Capital A stands for element node incidence matrix. Element node incidence matrix. Okay, so that can be already obtained in the earlier classes. If I have given you a graph, obviously you can obtain the number of elements and number of nodes from the graph. Obviously, you can take E by N to obtain element node incidence matrix. So if you multiply if you multiply this equation with A transpose, obviously you will get A transpose into I plus A transpose into J is equal to Y into V. So I'm sorry. I did a small mistake here. Again, you will have A transpose on this particular side also. So why? Because already we have multiplied this A transpose. So A transpose multiplied by Y into V. Okay. So A transpose into Y into V. So A can be already obtained. So directly a graph will be given to you, and from that graph you are asked to determine the element node incidence matrix. Later you have to obtain the transpose of that matrix. Obviously you can multiply one by one. So all these are matrices. Please do remember that A is matrix, Y is matrix, V is also a matrix. Okay. Now, in this particular equation, A transpose into I is equal to 0. This is having a special importance. What is that? How can you get that A transpose into I is equal to 0? For that purpose, I just explained that A transpose into Y. So, before going to that, what is the information you are getting from A? A is nothing but element node incidence matrix that contains the information regarding the number of interconnections. So all the elements are interconnected. Element is nothing but a line segment which connects two nodes, A and B. So that's why A contains the information regarding the number of interconnections. Okay, but A transpose into I gives the information regarding the number of currents that are terminated to a particular node. What is nothing but terminated? Terminated means obviously there is no loop or no branch. Okay, so in that particular node, at that particular node, the number of incoming currents are equal to number of outgoing currents. So terminated means obviously there is no current that is leaving. So obviously you will have zero. So A transpose into I obviously is equal to zero. You can directly substitute A transpose into I is equal to zero in this equation. So what is the final answer you are getting? The final answer is, see, don't worry, you are not supposed to remember all these things. All these things. Why? Because we are not going to focus the theory part. Just the problem is important, but as far as the problem is concerned, first of all, you have to analyze how you are getting that equation. So directly I can write down this y bus is equal to A transpose into Y into V. Directly I can write down that. But you have to know how to obtain that equation. Okay. Sometimes it is very, very important. Right? So from this, A transpose into J, capital J denotes that matrix. J bar is nothing but a matrix which is equal to A transpose into Y into V. So this is important. Later we are going to obtain the simplified version for this, but up to that you please do remember this. Okay. Okay. So understand how you are getting this one now. So let us consider the next step, simplified version for this formula. Let us consider, let Y bus is equal to A transpose into J. Why? Because see, I am going to explain why I am considering this as Y bus. Now similarly, A transpose into I, in this case, A transpose into J carries the information about the number of buses that have been connected in that particular system. So that's why I have taken this as bus admittance matrix, bus admittance. So this contains the information regarding the number of buses. Okay. So directly you can substitute this as Y bus is equal to A transpose okay, A transpose into Y now. How can we write V here? How can we write V? How can we write V? Or you can directly substitute like this. So Y bus is equal to A transpose into Y into V. So here V is nothing but the voltage. So later I will explain how this can be further simplified, how this can be further simplified. But after that, you please do remember that Y transpose is equal to this one, A transpose into Y into V. So next class we shall solve a single problem. Only one problem is there in this particular case. So definitely we will solve that problem, and maybe there is a chance of getting that problem directly in your university question paper also. Okay, you all require this as a basic information that you are going to solve a problem using Y-bus, using singular transformation. Okay, uh, please keep less focus on this. Don't get confused. Okay, even though this is somewhat difficult to understand, but my request is you just follow the final answer, how we are getting that Y bus is equal to A transpose into Y into V. That is the only point you need to remember. Okay, how that equation will comes. The main purpose of explaining this equation is you have to understand how we are substituting and how we are getting the equations. So again, we are not going to focus much on this particular case. Okay, try to remember this particular equation. So tomorrow we shall solve a single problem with respect to this singular transformation, y bus using singular transformation. That's all for today. And please ask some doubts, any doubts if you have any. I will give you some time. I will give you some time. Please ask if you are having any doubts regarding this particular topics what we have discussed now. Any doubts? Or you just raise your hand? Okay, don't hesitate while asking your doubts in the personally. You can contact me for clarification or directly come to the college. No problem at all. But please try to attend the classes regularly. Okay, don't absent. Why? Because we don't know how long it will be continuous. Okay, how long it will be continued. The online teaching. I'm talking about the online teaching. Maybe it may take a month or 15 days, whatever it may be. We also don't know. Okay, so that's why I'm requesting each and every one of you, please follow the YouTube links that I'm going to circulate. At the same time, you please follow the material that I'm giving you, right, through WhatsApp groups. So whenever, as soon as I have completed the chapter, obviously I shall circulate the chapter in your WhatsApp group, right? You please keep a copy and you please practice. Thank you. That's all for today. Remain, we will continue to the next class, right?